Welcome to another night in the NBA. This is your 10-minute recap of the last night of NBA hoops, and the biggest topic from last night was the Damian Lillard Bucks debut. 39-point masterclass for Dame in his Bucks debut. 14 of his points came in the fourth quarter. Was full-on Dame time with Milwaukee in his debut, and the Bucks win 118-117. It was a banked-in three at the buzzer. It was really like a 4-point win, but you couldn't really ask for a better debut from Damian Lillard. Him and Giannis were meshing. It looked great. The Bucks end up winning. Yes, the Sixers didn't have Harden, but Chris Middleton was kind of on a minutes restriction. It's the first game with these new guys for Milwaukee, so I think it's a good win for them. I was really impressed with Dame in this debut, but let's get into it a little more, because it was kind of a colder start, as he had only 4 points in the fourth quarter, and he hit his first shot about 4 minutes into the game. He hits this fadeaway, assisted by Chris Middleton. Nice little shot, but that's his only basket he makes in the first quarter. Hits a couple more free throws, makes it 4 points in the first quarter. Hits a couple more free throws kind of earlier on in the second quarter as well to make it 6 points, but at that point it doesn't look like it's going to be some sort of great Damian Lillard game. Doesn't hit his first three-pointer until 6:39 in the second quarter, which is an and one followed by Jaden Springer. Great shot from Dame. It's just one of those you can't believe. Three-pointer and one. It's his first made three with Milwaukee, and it's a huge one, and it puts the Bucks up by 10 at that point. And from that point on, it's a barrage from Dame. He hits the free throw. About 30 seconds later, he hits a driving layup. Then you go about a minute after that, he hits an 11-foot fadeaway, unassisted. He hits a 26-footer with just under 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and big shot, because at that point he has 17, and it's just kind of a barrage. Hits a couple more free throws to make it 19, and then towards the end of the second quarter he also hits 2 more free throws to make it 21. So all of a sudden he goes from having 6 points in like the first 18 minutes of the game to halftime he has 21, and all of a sudden it's a very good Dame game. And then it's kind of quieter for a while. For the third quarter, earlier in the fourth, not a ton of noise, because going into 4 minutes left in the game, he has 25 points. So from that point, he scored 4 more. You say, okay, it's going to be a solid Dame debut, but it's not going to be some amazing masterclass. But by that point, the Sixers have worked their way back, because they were down by as much as, I believe, like 17 or 18, and the Sixers storm all the way back and take the lead on the backs of Kelly Oubre and Tyrese Maxey, who both played really well tonight. But Damian Lillard then goes off 14 points in the last 4 minutes, and it was just a phenomenal Bucks debut from Damian Lillard. Full-on Dame time, like I said, in the fourth quarter in Milwaukee, and that's what really won them this game, if we're being honest. And it was very, very fun to watch. There was this stretch with just about 4 minutes to go that I want to talk about a little bit. So there's this point where Giannis drives, misses, but the 76ers are kind of complaining about a missed call that didn't get called. It's Kelly Oubre, it's Joel Embiid. They're furious at the ref, but the play is still going on. So Giannis gets the rebound. He kicks it to Dame, who hits a 28-footer, a three-pointer. It's Giannis assisting with just under 4 minutes to go to put the Bucks back up by 1. So this really hurts the Sixers' momentum. And then just after that, it's like the next play. Giannis drives up the floor in it's the fast break-ish, gets fouled and one bucket, and it's Dame and Giannis right back to back. The Milwaukee fans are chanting MVP while Giannis is at the free throw line. He ends up missing the free throw, whatever. But then by that point, the Bucks have kind of stolen a lot of momentum, and Dame just continues scoring more and more. Hit another and one, a layup and one. With about 2.5 to go, that ended up putting them up by 9, and that pretty much sealed the game. The Sixers made kind of a barrage after that, like a little 7-0 run to make it more competitive once again, but it was pretty much over, and Damian Lillard was a monster in his debut. I believe it was the most player ever for a Milwaukee Buck in their debut, so he does make Bucks history, doesn't make NBA history, because Kyrie Irving dropped that 50-piece with the Nets in his debut, his first game with Brooklyn. But Damian Lillard, phenomenal game, 39 piece. Looks awful again that the Heat didn't go out and get him, that they weren't willing to give up what it would take. And the Bucks look genius. They have two of arguably the top 10 players in the league with Giannis and Dame, and they fit really well together. And it looks like they're going to really lead the team to great places. So Damian Lillard, dominant game, masterclass. And then we just look at some other performers from the game. Giannis was pretty solid. It wasn't a dominant Giannis game by any means, but he ends the game with 23 points. It was a minus 13, which is the worst of anyone on the Bucks, which is kind of weird. But whatever that ends up being. But minus 13 for Giannis. I don't really understand how that happened. But 23 points, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Solid Giannis game, and 39 from Dame. The only two that even touched over 15 points for the Bucks in this game. But they get the victory, so it doesn't really end up mattering that other people weren't contributing as much. Then we can talk about the Sixers side, because there were some guys that really impressed me. Kelly Oubre with 27 points in his Sixers debut. Really solid in his own right. 82% from the field and 84% from three. Really, really good debut from Kelly Oubre. Was kind of thinking about making the video, the Sixers don't need James Harden, but then they end up losing the game. So it was also 31 from Tyrese Maxey, looking like a different animal this year. 24 for Embiid and 20 for Tobias Harris. So the Sixers lose. The Bucks take game 1 of the season by 1 point over the Philadelphia 76ers. The freak time era is underway, and Damian Lillard takes down the Sixers with 39 points in his Bucks debut. But now let's take a look at the only other game that was on the schedule tonight and go a little deeper than usual, because we don't have to check out all these other games. So in the only other NBA action of the night, we had Suns versus Lakers. It was the first time LeBron and KD had played in the regular season in I think about 5 years. It had been a long time since they had been both healthy, playing each other both on the court at the same time, and boy did it live up to expectations. Kevin Durant finishes with 39 points, passes Hakeem Olajuwon on the all-time scoring list, and scores like 13 straight points for the Suns in the fourth quarter. And LeBron, despite what Darvin Ham wanted to do, LeBron played the entire fourth quarter, scored a bunch of drives downhill to the rim in the last few minutes of the game. 21 points for LeBron, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Great all-around game, and the Lakers beat the Suns 100-95 and take the victory, and a big one that they needed, because they lost to the Nuggets in their opener. If they lose to the Suns, who are missing Booker and Beal, it would be a very bad look just for the Lakers to start the season. I'm a Lakers guy. I would have been very willing to say it was an embarrassing loss if they had lost the game. They didn't. They hold on, and that's thanks to Anthony Davis and thanks to LeBron James. AD bounced back after that 0 points in the second half from last game. This game, 29 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals. Phenomenal game from AD, and really showed why he is still one of the best players in the league, as is LeBron, and that pick and roll with LeBron and Anthony Davis is lethal. A bunch of different guys scored for the Lakers, 14 for D'Lo, 10 for Austin Reeves. Christian Wood played 21 minutes, 10 rebounds, 7 points, was crucial down the stretch. They were playing like a 3-big lineup with LeBron, Christian Wood, and Anthony Davis, and it really helped, I thought, just to kind of offset the big guys for Phoenix with Nurkic and KD. And I think having the 3 guys with so much length out there, I think really helped the Lakers seal the win. So Christian Wood, who a lot of people weren't sure was a winning player, I thought made a really good winning impact in tonight's game, and I don't think that'll probably get talked about enough, but the Lakers win this game. Also, as a side tangent, I think it's clear and fair to say if Devin Booker plays in this game, the Suns dog walk the Lakers, okay? I'm a Lakers guy, but I'm not going to be biased. If Booker plays in this game, and especially if Booker and Beal play in this game, the Lakers get wiped. So I think there's a lot of work that the Lakers have to do, but nonetheless, it's a promising victory because of how they look down the stretch and because of how LeBron and AD played together. 39 for Kevin Durant, like I said, plus 20, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. They also got 15 from Eric Gordon, but he was a minus 25. The Suns were actually pretty awful when Eric Gordon was on the court, so despite the 15 points, didn't really seem to be a positive impact. 10 points and 8 rebounds from Josh Okogie as he continues to be a very solid player. Real Case is the 4th best player for this team outside of the big three. Nurkic only 4 points, but did have 9 rebounds and 3 steals. So kind of an impact there for Nurkic. And then the last Suns guy I wanted to talk about was Jordan Goodwin, who played 30 minutes for the Suns off the bench. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. I thought he looked really good. For a lot of this game, you could really argue he was their second best player. So I think Jordan Goodwin, really impressive. But I wanted to take a second to talk about the 5 best performers from tonight. That's something I want to start doing, is kind of talking about the 5 best players on any given night. That's how I want to close the recap of another night in the NBA. So who are the top 5 guys? This is according to the Real Sports app. Someone tell them to sponsor me, by the way, because I'd love that. But the top 5 guys, according to Real, for tonight's night of NBA action. Number 1 was Damian Lillard, as he finished with 39 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Then second best night, according to them, was Anthony Davis with 30 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals. Tyrese Maxey in third with 31 and 8 assists. Kevin Durant in fourth with 39 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. And then the 5th best night was actually Kelly Oubre with 27 points, shot 82% from the field in his Sixers debut. But that's going to be it for this night in the NBA. Thanks for watching. Think about subscribing. Let me know if you like the new format. I'm really vibing with it. But let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.